Hey guys, sorry I've been absent today. A bunch of things were happening. I was working on a few things, yeah, today tonight we shall talk about. Hold up, Rama One Half, episode 64. Rama goes back to Jusenkyo at last. Oh, we are gonna talk about this episode. Oh ho ho. And since I'm looking at the wiki too, well, I could probably give you guys some fun facts while we talk. Well, while you guys are listening, I talk. Anyways, you guys are probably like, Bugsy, how long are you gonna keep doing these around the brief around the episode episode reviews? As much as I can. Also, I kind of want to prove to this one motherfucker that watching Rama isn't a horrible fucking experience because yeah, they do reference other things that happen in the story. So we're about to. So we're about to talk about. So we're about to talk about this, and what I want to tell you guys is simply, to me, doing these Rama reviews, right? It's fun because I get to share. I get to share another thing, another part of myself with you guys that doesn't pertain to Sonic. But let me explain. So what Rama Goes Back to Jusenkyo at last is seemingly Ranma and Genma travel travel back in time because of the not because of the mirror that Hafasai had and back to Hafasai, which I talked about in one which I talked about in the first brief episode review. And as a time travel story, it was a little weird because there was an alternate future that basically showed either a a a timeline where Ryoga gets with Akane and they have like three kids. But here's the one thing that tripped me out. As we go through this episode, you're probably gonna wonder why did I want to talk about this specifically, knowing what this episode's ending really is. Well, one, it's the last. It's the last episode, I would say, of it's the last episode of Rama's original voice actress before they switched to Richard Cox. Which is Sarah Strange. Again, I'll just be honest. I'm gonna watch through the rest of Ranma, but I always hate it. Like I don't really like Richard Cox's voice for Ranma. It just don't sound. It don't like at least with Ranma. He sounded original. With Richard Cox, all I hear is freaking just Inuyasha just as Ranma, like just Inuyasha toned down. But that's not the point. So, you're probably wondering yourself, well, Bugsy, what happens? So, basically, Rama has a dream saying that the Jusenkyo springs dry up. Havas, like Genma and Hafasai go with go like Genma and Rama try to grab the mirror from back to Hafasai so they can go back into the past and stop themselves from ever getting cursed. Homicide joins in and literally helps them out for reasons. that were kind of explained, but he was along for the ride. So first we get to see the alternate future of Akane being with Ryoga, and basically the little kids basically tear Genma up by painting on him, and basically wear this future version of Homicide down. Which I'm still wondering at this point, how is Homicide alive? He's like gotta be 1,000 years old by now. Even Master Roshi, the guy who's basically kind of immortal in a sense, he kind of is and kind of isn't, is like, damn, Homicide, you need to chill a little bit. So, so, what's, anyways, after they say they want to go back to Jusenkyo when they arrived, that's when they all that's when Ranma Genma that's why Genma does the first one plan where he's Mr. Panda and he basically is like putting a sign that says turn back. But Genma and Ranma in this, I would say in this timeline, don't really heed his warning. Instead, trying to go and eat him. Ranma jumps into his girl form to try and basically persuade them away. Also, I think Ranma caught feelings for himself when he was in his girl form, but let's not get into that. That's a video for another. That's a video for another day. But I'll tell you this. I shall tell you this. They totally just egg Ranma off. Also, Genma gives girl type Ranma the snake to eat, which is weird. But they're walking off, and Havisai is like, "You don't have to go there. I get okay, Genma, for being such a good student. You graduate from the Anything Goes School of Martial Arts." And at first, Genma's like, I thought me and someone like buried you in a mountain. How are you here? But Havisai is acting so uncharacteristic. At this point, Havisai is like helping them out, but it's so uncharacteristically himself. Genma is like so freaking. Genma's like, imposter. My master would never be this nice. So the last thing Genma and Ranma try to do is try and stop them from both falling into the springs. And they succeed. Then they go back to the present question mark, where everything is kind of okay, but things are a little different. So basically, they leave Havisai into the past, and they try to get everything together. So, but then Ranma as a girl and Genma as a panda show up. Basically, it was saying like no matter what Ranma does, his destiny was always to fall into. His destiny was to always fall into Jusenkyo and have the curse. But it also turns out that this whole thing was a dream. Ranma was screaming, "It's not fair! It's not fair!" And everybody heard him and like threw a clock at him like, sounds like you know what time it is, and like everybody's telling him to shut up, but like I really did feel bad for Ranma because it really just shows how really kind of fucked his life is. Like when you really think about it, guys. Even in his dreams, he can't even have a normal dream. It's like he can't even have a normal dream. It's always gonna be like he's always gonna have like dread in his dreams, and I always kind of feel bad for Rama because like legit, his life is pretty fucked when you think about it. He got all these fiancées that do have a thing for him, but he ain't never really asked for any of them really. But he did warm up to Akane and does have feelings for her, but he's too much of a stubborn idiot to really, you know, initiate those. And every time he tries to do something genuine, Akane is like, you know, Akane is also feels the same way, but they're just kind of like in a way they're the perfect couple because both of them do care about each other, but they both got fiery tempers that will always, and I mean always, be at odds. So even in Ranma's dreams, there's not really any. Even in Ranma's dreams, there's like no respite for everything that happens to him. But here's a little fun fact. Here's a little trivia via the wiki. Via the wiki. All the event, all the events of the episode, save for the ending, were all just a nightmare that Ranma had. In Ranma's nightmare, and let me just take a minute. Since we all know that's Ranma's nightmare, his nightmare is Ryoga and Akane getting together and having kids. Now, I only know a little bit about psychology, but I think that is one of freaking. I feel like that's one of Ryoga's. I feel like that's one of Ranma's true fears. That Akane does go for Ryoga and doesn't find Ranma interesting because he does care. A lot of people go like, well, Bugsy, their relationship is dysfunctional anyway. Dude, they're basically two teens that literally know nothing but fighting, and the fact that you threw love into the mix, they don't know how to handle that. They know how to fight. They know all the techniques. They know what to do. But when it comes to love, they're all thumbs. That's why the two of them can't really initiate those feelings because they want the other to pull the trigger, so to speak. But I think they do care. But yeah, it implies that they inherit the pig curse. In the manga, it's also implied having a cursed parent merely causes the offspring to inherit traits. For example, in the manga, the Must Dynasty, the son of the cursed tiger will take on the form of a woman with incredible strength, while the son of the wolf will with the same curse will have incredible speed. Okay, a little something from the manga. Ranma's dream visions of his prior self implies that he and Gemma, while quarrelsome, truly respect and cared for each other. It's Ranma's own disdainful attitude towards his father in the series that could have come because of what Gemma caused. Also, I think, because when you really think about it, maybe that's what Ranma always wanted. You know, he always wanted Gemma to be like the dad that's always got his back. And in the dream, Gemma's kind of there for Ranma. More than what he actually is more than what he is in actual reality of, the reality of Ranma when he's awake. And let me me just run down the list of all the things that went, all the things that Rama basically went through. Like he sold Rama off a bunch of times to be married to a bunch of like suitors. He basically said that, like, and that includes Ukyo. He basically shoved Rama in a pit with a bunch of cats to the point where the a bunch of hungry cats to where the freaking trauma was too much, and he learned the cat fist, which makes you basically it makes you it makes your mind go straight into it makes your mind think that you're a cat because you can't handle the trauma. And it is a banned technique, but still Genma did it. Okay, another one of these is precisely why Genma and Rama are so set on keeping their past selves from falling in the hot springs instead of focusing instead of instead of focusing on curing themselves and returning to the proper point in space and time is never explained. It's because literally they it's because literally this has more this is more exciting, you know. You know, I like how the one dude was like, "It's Rama the worst enemy all the time," and I'm just like telling you guys literally how I feel instead of like, "No, it's bad because the episodes run together." Not really, man. If anything, this shows that this episode shows that they do have callbacks to various episodes, and this dude was just too busy going like, "I don't want to watch this." I'm not gonna say who that was, but it's real dumb. He like the whole review is just him going, "Well, this is just stupid." Pretty much, it's just him saying that. But back to the trivia. The Satomis both have some fondness of over complicated plots. It's not really explained why Genma and Rama didn't talk to their past selves. Maybe it would have caused a time paradox. I mean, like, maybe if they talked to. I mean, maybe if, like, girl type Rama. Okay, let's put the dream part out of our minds. But let's say if Rama literally said, hey, Rama Satomi, don't go to the cursed springs because they're actually cursed. But it does stand to reason that they could have went and actually healed them. They could have went and actually cured themselves, but they didn't. It's kind of a running gag whenever they're in China in like the movies or the anime itself. It's always like the one person like, "Hey, why didn't you guys go cure yourselves since we were in China for a bit?" Precisely how Akane and Ryoga got married and why Gemma is still living in the Tendo Dojo. If she didn't marry Ranma, it's never given an explanation beyond that it being Ranma's nightmare. Still, Gemma's behavior in Ryoga inherits the Satomi school is a possible backstory for this scenario. It may involve Rama marrying Shampoo, Ukyo, or Kodachi. Oh, Lord. That last part, though. I'm reading that last part, and I'm just like, you better fucking not marry Kodachi? That's a. Like, let me just tell you, that's a bad ending waiting to happen. Like, seriously. If there was a Rama dating sim, right? Ukyo and Shampoo would be like the good endings. Like say like Rama marries Ryoga as girl type Rama would be like a joke ending, but Kodachi would be the bad ending. Kodachi would be like the worst ending that Rama could have, because not only is he like because she's gonna just treat him like a pet. Let's be real. That's how Kodachi thinks. That would be the worst ending. And abandoning Tendo school and Ryoga and Gemma reluctantly adopts Ryoga as his heir. And Trustly Akane's groom in Rama's place. According to the episode, Hapasai's tomb was in the Hydra Mountains. But yeah, but yeah, I can just say one thing. This is literally, I gotta be honest with you. This, him being with Kodachi would be horrible. Because not only would he have to deal with Kodachi, who would basically kill him if he turns into a chick because she hates girl type Ranma but doesn't know that that is actually Ranma. But Tatsuaki Kuno constantly making passes at him. Oh man, that'd be hell on earth. That'd be his hell on earth. When Saotome's past shows up with their canonical curses, this may be a sign that Ranmas Dream is breaking down, or maybe a sign that Hapasai is forcing them to go to Jusenkyo to duel. A hope to resurrecting his favorite perversion. Which, that should have been an ending to this episode. I think they should have pulled the whole dream angle out and actually made that into an actual thing. I mean, it could have just totally be not canon. It could have been just like its own little story. But, it could have been like a what if of what could have happened. But yeah, I really I would say season 1 and season 2 are good, but Heart Battle had enough consistent episodes in it that I watched that was actually pretty good. The Last Days of Hapasai was even the one. It was the one I didn't remember, and I was like, wow. Genma and Son, literally, when the chips were down, they really had some kind of respect for Hapasai. But it says right here, this is the last episode of Sarah Strange as the voice of Ranma. In the English dub. Although she appeared in the OVAs and feature films, she was replaced by Richard Cox in the beginning of the season. Which, I don't understand why they did that. I mean, maybe she had a contract that expired. Maybe they were like, hey, Ranma needs to stop sounding like he's coming into puberty and let him have a deeper voice. But I still like the idea that, Ranma kind of has a little bit of a kind of a gruff voice, but it's kind of like, he doesn't really have a deeper voice. He's like, what? Ranma's like, what in terms of the series? Hold up, I need to look. I keep forgetting about Ranma's actual age. I'm just looking on the wiki real fast because I want to see. Yeah, he's 17, so him having that voice probably didn't fit, but at the same time, I just don't think Richard Cox fits because he didn't even try to change it. It just sounds like Inuyasha, and probably the dub for Ranma probably happened way before the dub for Inuyasha, but still, because I watched Inuyasha first before Ranma, all I just hear is a more toned down Inuyasha. And I don't hate that. But it's just, I never really got used to it because I got used to Sarah Strange's portrayal of Ranma to this day, even though I'm gonna go forward into this, I still think to myself that Ranma, that I pretty much like Sarah Strange's voice better than Richard Cox. Because again, all I associate with Richard Cox's voice is Inuyasha. Because at least when he was doing Inuyasha, he got to say a lot more stuff that Ranma wouldn't technically say. And there was more swearing with him. Like, Ranma would do a bunch of mild swears, but like Inuyasha was able to like swear like completely. Okay, and then we got the Runic, and you know, this is just some other stuff. But other than that, Rama's male form resembles Kinsei Man. What? No, no way, no way, no way. I need to go look. I gotta go look at Kenichi Mighty, the history's strongest disciple. I need to go look at that. um, I'm not gonna solely do anything with. Okay, ladies. Richard. Alright. The English versions of Rama's voice. Richard Ian Cox and Keppei Yamaguchi, who are known for voicing Inuyasha and Takahashi's next manga series after Rama. Two characters that have personally have the same personality and behavior. I mean, to an extent, yeah, kinda, sorta. It's like, yeah. But you know, like when we, I mean, I guess. But I'm gonna go, guys. I hope you really like this brief review. I wanted to make it because I was just AWOL today. Because I was worrying about one of my compadres, and I was literally just kind of just racked with a little bit of worry. So basically, I didn't do much today, but I wanted to give you guys this because literally, you guys are awesome, and I wanted to give you guys a little something. Will I keep talking about ramen stuff out of order? Hell yeah. But only ramen stuff that really raises like an interesting question. But other than that, I'm pretty much I'll see you for the next one. Because the next one right after this is Principal. We're gonna talk about Principal motherfucking Kuno. And that is gonna be a fucking trip because when he shows up, shit just gets more wacky. Like every episode Principal Kuno appears in, shit just gets more insane. And it's even more insane in the comic whenever he's around, I swear to you. I mean, in the manga. Sorry, I said comic. Forgive me. But I'll see you guys later. Peace. And remember, folks. Remember, folks. Rama is awesome, and I think you guys should totally watch it. You know, just see if you like it. I say start at watch the first, I would say 5 or 6 episodes to get a feel of it. But then go straight to Hard Battle. So you, go straight to season 3 Hard Battle because really, those episodes are good, like really good. Just don't look at the obstacle race with the antlion. That I had to skip over because it was just so lame. Oh my god, a giant antlion! I could talk more about that, but I gotta go. Peace.